Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Lunch with Gerry, a little program in which I'm going to make lunch and you can see what that's like. Today's lunch is the sandwich. I've always said if you have bread and cheese, you've got supper. You've certainly got lunch. The sandwich I'm going to prepare today is a light rye bread purchased up on Kingston Road here in Toronto. Some good cheese, good old Canadian cheddar from downtown Toronto, the cucumber, the onion. I'm going to experiment with a little bit of fresh oregano cut into it, some kale. I've got a hard-boiled egg, butter and hummus to lubricate the works. Now here our video departs from your ordinary cooking food prep video in that I'm going to take you behind the scenes. In fact, not behind the scenes, below the scene. And let me explain why. Recently I was cooking with some friends in Regina and I made the comment that when I cook, I'm tidy on the counter, but I tend to be a little bit messy on the floor. And I made the comment in jest, really, but to my amazement, the people I was with agreed and heartily endorsed my remark. So I've been thinking about that ever since. And today you're going to be the judge. I'm going to prepare the food and I'm going to take you now to your next viewing position. So follow me. So this is where you're going to be, and I'm going to just ask you to see for yourself how much mess is made on the floor when I cook, or in this case prepare a sandwich. I'm going to go back up and start with that work, and I'm going to ask you to stay here and observe. All right, so we'll get the bread, get all the ingredients together in front of me here. The bread is really the, one of the two most important elements of the lunch, I would say, the sandwich. Let's get a little butter going here. Maybe add some hummus just to texture the taste a little bit. Get the cucumbers going. Throw on the little bit of onion. What else have we got here? We have the cheese itself. Let's get that going. And I love the cheese. So the cheese and the bread, those are the two main ingredients. The cucumber, I can take or leave. Certainly the oregano, which I'll cut now, is not something that the sandwich really needs, but I had it for another purpose, so I'll carry on with it. Now we'll get a little bit of salt, sprinkle it on here. Oh, I forgot the hard-boiled egg. Let's get that going now. Someday in future I may show you how I make a hard-boiled egg. It's a little something I learned from my mother. By the way, I'll tell you a little story about red onion while I'm at it. Some years ago I was driving Mom to the grocery store in Kelowna. We loaded all her stuff into the back of my trunk of my car, my Oldsmobile at the time, and took the food to her place and carried on with my visit. Some weeks later, after I drove back to Regina, I was rooting around in the trunk and I found a red onion, Mom's red onion, which until that time hadn't really eaten. So, but ever since then, I'm a believer in red onion. Okay, I think everything's done up here. Certainly maintained a tidy counter. Let's see how things are down below. Well, I know, but a couple of hand tools was all it took to clean it up. The counter remained clean throughout, and in the end, I've got myself a lunch. Looking forward to it. Thanks very much for watching. So long. Until next time from Toronto.